Here's a little pattern that I've been slamming some fish with this year. You can buy something like this at the store. This is my spin-off of that. We'll start off with this hook. Balanced fly pins from float tubing on the fly. And these olive beads also from F-Toft. There's the thread. Let's go ahead and get our thread started. Go ahead and tie on our pin and our bead. I like to get it loosely set before I pull it into position. I like to be about a bead width from here to there. You can get really flat wraps if you rotate your thread counterclockwise. You can see how much wider it will wrap the pin now. This is a good spot to throw a whip finish on, or a couple of half hitches if you do it without the tool. We're going to use some olive, but this is a special olive. You'll see it's a UV olive. I had this custom dyed. You can get that on float tubing on the fly as well. But you can kind of see what it does. It's a pretty interesting color. So we're going to pull about that much right there. Just enough for a good tell. So once you got it all bunched up, just kind of size it up so it's the right length. Right there's about good. Just kind of throw that over the top and catch it all. Should look something like that. We'll give that a little cut. Then we'll just start wrapping that on there. And pull some of those straggly fibers down, and you can see how wide that thread is, so it's nice. It'll kind of capture all that and flatten it out. Got a little bit of that perfect hatch crystal flash. Pull one little strand out of there. So I like to just form a little loop and kind of hook it on right there, and then wrap that around. So if you tie it just a little bit long, you can kind of hold it so that it will stay on nice and horizontal with the fly. Then we'll give those both a trim. And now you can kind of see the body profile. It gets skinnier versus wider. We're going to start a little dubbing loop. So we'll just wrap a couple in front, come around it at least one time, send this up to the front, and I'm going to hang this over that and grab my little tool and hook it on. And that's going to keep my loop hanging open right there. I'm going to do one small whip finish right here on the front, and then we'll just dangle this off of the little arm over here so that our thread spools out of the way. For the body, we're going to use this dyed UV Polar Chanel. So I cut off a piece that's usually about the length of the fly. It could be a little longer, a little shorter. Now we're going to use our little hairline block, and all you really need to do is squish this down into it. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to clip all that material. You want to clip it and kind of pull it, and then we're just going to cut it with scissors. So now that it's been pulled out, we'll just cut off the strand there. And that's going to stop your fly from being super bulky. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. What's going on?
Huh? Just getting back from
Yeah?
the screw
just making a fly tying video. Okay, now that we've got it there, I like to pull this head back here. Make sure you captured that a few times and pulled it down in tight. Then we're going to trim off that dubbing loop. And then get that little straggler pulled in there. And then we're just going to whip finish and trim. What you don't want to do is get the head too big. And this is an area where you can put a noodle on here if you want to put like a hot spot. And then just, you know, wrap it and add another whip finish to it or so. But for this one right here, we're just going to kind of stay with that, what we got there. Okay, so we'll give that a little bit of a trim. And the next level is we're going to take our little brush and just try to pull some of this back. We want to break it free a little bit and make sure that it will kind of pull back. And if you get some really bad stragglers, you can start off by dipping it in a tank, but I like to trim at an angle all the little stragglers. You gotta be careful so you don't get your tail. And let me show you what that looks like in UV. So you want to make sure that if you have any weird looking ones, like you can see how some of those are folded over, they really need to be straightened out. And if there's kind of something that doesn't look right, it actually might not flow good in the water. So you just want to kind of work this until it has a nice, really nice buggy look to it and a nice kind of even trim, because it's going to look similar to that in the water. And some of this material will relax a little bit, so there's that. But you know, something kind of like that, you can play around with it, put it in a cup. But you can see that olive goes purplish reddish as well. So this is what it looks like after you put it in a dip cup and pulled it out and let it hang to dry, and it's going to kind of pull like that and float. These fibers are really soft in the water. It's a super buggy pattern. I think the fish are taking it for a damsel or possibly a minnow. They really like that olive head. That olive head seems to get it done. I don't know where you get a burnt metallic olive. I had those beads special made for me. So anyways, I hope that one will get you out there on the water and make you a fish slayer. Thanks for watching.